Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Future of Retirement. Today I want to discuss the best medical breakthroughs that might just change your retirement. Yeah, things are changing really fast in the medical world. For years, everyone used to talk about the retirement focus on one thing, money. People ask questions like, will I have enough to retire? Well, that question's still important, but there's another question I think is even more important, which is, will I be healthy enough to enjoy my retirement? So today's topic might be one of the most exciting ones we've covered so far. Medical science, which is advancing faster than any time in history. Scientists are developing treatments that don't just manage disease, they're finding ways to detect illnesses much earlier and personalize treatments, repair damaged tissue, and help people stay healthier longer. That means retirement 10 years from now could look dramatically different than it is today. Let's take a look at the breakthroughs that are likely to make the biggest difference. But before we begin, if you enjoy the practical retirement advice like this, please subscribe and click the notification bell. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you. Now let's dive in. The first breakthrough is something you've probably heard about almost every day lately. Artificial intelligence. I know. Some of you are still a little skeptical. Before anyone worries that robots are going to replace doctors, that's really not what's happening. Think of AI as an incredibly smart assistant to the doctors. Doctors still make the decisions. AI simply helps them make better ones, and faster too. Modern AI systems can examine X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, and mammograms with incredible speed. They can recognize tiny abnormalities that even experienced specialists might occasionally overlook. AI also helps physicians identify patients who are at higher risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, or other serious conditions. For retirees, this is a huge advantage. The earlier a disease is found, the easier it is to treat. I'd much rather hear my doctor say, we found something early, rather than, I wish we caught this sooner, right? That brings us to another breakthrough that may completely change cancer care. Researchers are developing blood tests capable of detecting many different types of cancer before they appear. Instead of waiting till somebody feels sick, these tests are searching for tiny pieces of cancer DNA circulating in your bloodstream. Several versions already exist, although researchers are continuing to study how to use them. Imagine going in for your annual physical and having dozens of potential cancers screened from a simple blood sample. Early diagnosis often means less aggressive treatment, better survival rates, and much higher quality of life. That's a future worth getting excited about, I think. Another area making remarkable progress is personalized medicine. For decades, medicine has often been based on averages. Doctors prescribe medications that work well for most people. The problem is, we're not all average. One medication may work perfectly for one person while causing serious side effects on another. Genetic testing is changing that. Doctors can increasingly analyze your blood processes, certain medications before prescribing them. Instead of trial and error, treatments become tailored specifically to you. These means fewer side effects, better results, and less frustration. Speaking of frustration, let's talk about one disease that worries nearly everyone: Alzheimer's disease. For many years, there wasn't much good news about this. Thankfully, that's beginning to change. Several new medications have shown they can slow the progression of Alzheimer's, in some patients at least, when the treatment begins early. Researchers are also studying vaccines, advanced brain imaging, and new approaches for protecting our memories. We don't have a cure yet, well, not yet. Still, slowing the disease by several years could allow millions of retirees to remain independent much longer. Those extra years could mean more vacations, more family memories, more time enjoying the retirement you've worked so hard to build. Now let's move from the brain to something many retirees think about every single morning: their knees, or maybe your hips. Joint replacement surgery has improved tremendously over the last decade. Modern artificial joints often last 20 years or more. The procedures now require smaller incisions, less pain, and much faster recovery times. Some patients even go home the same day. Robotic assisted surgery allows surgeons to position implants with incredible precision. That's important because mobility affects nearly every part of our retirement. If walking becomes easier, life becomes easier. Travel's easier and more enjoyable. Exercise is more possible again. Even grocery shopping feels like an endurance event. Speaking of movement, we can't ignore one of the biggest medical stories of recent years: the new weight loss medications. Drugs such as semaglutide have changed the conversation about obesity. Although originally developed for diabetes, researchers quickly discovered these medications help many people lose significant amounts of weight. What's especially exciting is the benefits go far beyond appearance. Weight loss often improves blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, and reduces stress on joints, decreases risk of diabetes, and improves heart health. Researchers are even studying possible benefits for kidney disease, liver disease, addiction, and certain neurological disorders as well. These medications aren't right for everyone, of course, but healthy eating and exercise still matter. There's no substitute for taking care of yourself, obviously. Even so, they often have a valuable tool for people struggling with excess weight. Now let's move on to something that sounds like science fiction: regenerative medicine. Instead of replacing damaged tissue, researchers are trying to repair it. Scientists continue studying stem cells that may regenerate cartilage, heal heart muscle, restore vision, and even repair damaged nerves. Most of these treatments are still being researched, but progress has been encouraging. Imagine recovering from an injury where your own body actually rebuilds the damaged tissue. That possibility is getting closer every year. Another breakthrough is probably sitting on your wrist right now. Smartwatches and wearable health devices have become surprisingly powerful. Today's wearables can monitor heart rhythm, oxygen, sleep quality, exercise, falls, and even detect irregular heartbeats. Some watches automatically contact emergency services if they detect a serious fall. Others warn users about atrial fibrillation before they experience the symptoms. These devices don't replace doctors, but they simply provide another layer of protection. Sometimes catching a problem early makes all the difference. Vaccines are also getting a lot of attention lately too. Most people think of childhood vaccinations, but today's research is much broader. Scientists are continuing to develop better vaccines against RSV, influenza, shingles, pneumonia, and even certain cancers. Personalized cancer vaccines may eventually teach the immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells more effectively. Several early clinical trials have produced encouraging results. It's still early, I know, but the direction is incredibly promising. Let's talk about longevity. Not living forever, but living better. Researchers are studying why our bodies age and how we might slow some of those biological processes. They're investigating inflammation, damaged cells, mitochondrial function, nutrition, exercise, fasting, and medications that may help remain healthier as you age. This isn't a magic pill. Anyone that tells you otherwise is probably trying to sell you one, right? The goal isn't mortality. The goal is spending more years healthy, active, independent, and mentally sharp. That's a goal most of us can support. As exciting as these breakthroughs are, none of them replace healthy habits, though. Exercise still matters. Eating nutritious food still matters. Getting enough sleep is still important too. Staying socially connected is still important as well. Annual checkups. Think of modern medicine as an amplifier. Healthy habits combined with advanced medicine, they produce the best results. There's another side to this conversation that many people overlook. Financial planning. If these medical breakthroughs do allow us to remain healthier for longer, retirement itself may last much longer. That's wonderful news, but it also means your savings need to last longer too. See one of my previous videos for more on that subject. Healthcare and financial planning are becoming more connected than ever before. The healthiest retirement often comes from preparing both your body and your bank account. Here's what encourages me the most. Previous generations often accepted aging as an unavoidable decline, but today's researchers are finally challenging those assumptions. They aren't simply adding years to your life, they're working to add life to those years. That may be the biggest retirement breakthrough of all. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these medical advances excites you the most? Do you think medical problems will dramatically improve retirement over the next decade? What are your thoughts? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to The Future of Retirement for more practical insights into how retirement is changing and what you can do today to prepare for tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.